they get so much business here. Kawhi's not a 10-year player. Kawhi doesn't have 10 years left. His career could be shortened by injuries. He doesn't have big shoe money. He doesn't have social media money. He doesn't want to go to a place with the media all over him. Dallas is a football town. Luka's the star. I don't think it's nuts. I don't think the Dallas Maverick rumors are nuts, Chris Broussard. Do you?
You left out one thing that Kawhi doesn't have. Roots in suburban Dallas. All right? Like he's got roots in suburban L.A. He's at home, Colin. Yes, I don't think they make sense. I don't think it makes any sense for Kawhi Leonard to leave the Clippers. I think there are only two logical reasons. One, if our own Skip Bayless has reported that he's at odds with the medical staff for the Clippers.
Okay.
If that's true, and if they've done something egregious that's really offended him and maybe messed with his health, and Steve Ballmer won't fix it, okay, if you leave, we get that, all right? Or he has found out in the last 2 years, I don't like playing at home. It's too much family, too many friends. Everybody's got ticket requests. I can't just relax and be by myself. Okay, if that was the case, one of those two things, okay, then go. Or even if he's really injured more than we think, and he knows he can't be the same player that he was in the past. Colin, I don't think any of those three things are true. So with that being the case, I don't see a reason to leave. Yes, Luka Doncic is better than Paul George, but Luka Doncic also dominates the ball. And for a guy that can do stuff on his own, can handle the ball himself, create off the dribble, that can be frustrating. I think one of the things Jason Kidd needs to do in Dallas is get Luka playing within a system. He can still average 30 and 10 and 9 and all that stuff, but do it within a system so other stars will enjoy playing with you. And you're not creating everything. I think Kawhi or a lot of other stars would be frustrated playing with Luka the way he plays right now, as great as he is. So you've got a great coach in Ty Lue. You've got an owner that's got deep pockets and willing to spend. You're on a contending team, and you're at home. If he left the Clippers for anything but the reasons I mentioned earlier, it just says he doesn't want to be the man. I don't like the responsibility of being the face of the franchise. I don't like when the pressure's on me to lead us to a championship. Remember, that's never been the case for him. Toronto, no expectations. San Antonio, he was one of several stars there. So I don't think Kawhi is made of that. I don't think he's to a point where he doesn't want to be the man, where he's willing to go join Luka's team and say, I'll be second fiddle to Luka. I don't see him leaving. And Miami, that's been out there too. That's a lateral move.
Yeah,
it's no easier to get through the East than it is the West now.
Yeah, they'd have to do a sign and trade like Butler. They don't have cap space either. Okay, so how about this? You know, this is not – there are no 5-year plans. It's not like the NFL where you draft a quarterback, you have a new coach, and you give it like 3 years to work. And the NFL's impatient, but the NBA is absurdly impatient. There are no 5-year plans. It's a year-to-year league. Dame, LeBron. Clearly, LeBron would love to play with Dame. Just listen. You went and got AD. You got a title out of it. AD increasingly is not as committed as LeBron. Dame is. He's not as dependable physically as Dame. And the other thing is, when LeBron wants to get into a Chris Paul situation, I want to play 30 minutes, and then I got Cameron Payne can take over the offense, right? Like, I don't have to play 44 minutes. When LeBron steps off the floor, Dame runs the offense. And you say to yourself, well, Portland, Anthony Davis. Listen, if Dame wants out and calls you on it, you're gonna just try to get the best thing you can. Ben Simmons and AD, it's not close. You deal with AD's injuries over Ben Simmons' indifference. AD is about as good well, it's not about. That's as good as you can get in a Dame trade, in my opinion. I don't think this is crazy. I don't think Dame and the Lakers is nuts, Chris.
Look, if I'm Portland, oh, yes, let's do it now. Okay, I get you there. It's the other side. Who represents Anthony Davis? We both know. Rich
Clutch
Paul.
Sports, yeah.
So, right, Rich just got him out of New Orleans a few years ago. Unless Anthony Davis has this desire to be in Portland and play in Portland for the next 5 years, He's not going there. Rich Paul's not sending him to Portland. So that's not happening. Now, if you ask me, would I do it if I'm the Lakers? Like, if Rich Paul's not in the picture, I would not do it right now. If I were the Lakers, I'd give it one more year with AD. Because we know AD and LeBron can win a title, assuming LeBron's himself. And I get it. Maybe a year from now, LeBron won't be the same. Father Time's coming. So, but I would try next year with AD and LeBron. If AD hadn't put in the work in the offseason to be healthy throughout the year, gets hurt again, then I would be willing to do that if I'm the Lakers. But I'd go one more year because let's face it, a lot of people had them favored to win it this year if they stay healthy. So I wouldn't do it. The only way Dame possibly gets to the Lakers, because like I said, an AD deal's not happening, is if he goes to Neil O'Shea, the GM of the Blazers, and says, look, I've been a good soldier. I've given you 9 years. You know I've been loyal. I want to go to the Lakers. And and Neil O'Shea doesn't have to go along with it, but if he wanted to be nice, he could do that. I wouldn't do it if I'm Neil. I'd be like, look, I'll work with you on another deal. We got to do something that works for us too. And so that's where the Ben Simmons situation comes in. But I don't see Dame getting to the Lakers. And I also don't think Dame will go and demand that they trade him to the Lakers. I don't think Dame is all in on the super team thing. I think he's still, he knows he needs to go somewhere and win with better players, but I don't know that he wants to go join a ready for championship super team. I think he still wants to be somewhere where they can add pieces, like a New York. They've got the money. It could be Dame. You got Julius Randle, and then add some more stars to him.
All right. By the way, Suns are in the finals. Looks like Milwaukee would probably be the team they would meet. That feels like a great matchup for Phoenix, right? They've got a rim protector with Giannis. They're healthier, home court advantage, more dependable, scoring consistently. Suns, Bucks, if they matched up. I think I'd like Phoenix quick in that.
Well, I don't know about quick, maybe 6, but I do think Phoenix is the favorite no matter who they face. Obviously, they're favored over Atlanta. Milwaukee, assuming Giannis plays, I hope he plays, because if Giannis plays, then I think this is an intriguing series. Yeah, I'd pick Phoenix, but you got Giannis, you got Chris Paul. Like, it's a really good series. What the Bucks showed last night is not that they're better without Giannis, but they showed, look, maybe we can be optimistic that even if Giannis can't come back for the finals, Milwaukee still could make it interesting, right? I couldn't see them beating Phoenix. But here's the thing, Colin. There's pressure on Chris Paul to win this championship. Because if you lose to a Milwaukee team without Giannis, that's not going to look good. All this goodwill he's gotten over this season and these playoffs, that'll look bad. If you lose to Atlanta, even with Trae Young, that's not going to look good.
Right.
Because Trae Young is the same position as you, and he's a young kid. So Chris has to go ahead and bring this thing home.
Good stuff today. So I can't believe you don't give Dame to the Lakers. If I'm LeBron James, and I'm
So you would do it for AD?
Absolutely. First of all, anytime a big gets injured, Anthony Davis's injuries, he has not had a clean. When's the last time he had a clean year? The bubble year when he got a 4-month hiatus. This stuff never gets better. Now Embiid's got a torn meniscus. He's got less market value. I think you wait on injured bigs, it always gets worse. Either it gets worse like Rudy Gobert, where you can marginalize him in the playoffs and everybody sees it and goes, we don't want Gobert, or guys who have been hurt get hurt more because their bodies are unnatural. It's 300 pounds, it's 270, it's 7 feet tall. I would move now. I think the more you wait, the less leverage you would have with Anthony Davis to move him. And by the way, clutch sports. I
hear you, but you know there's the clutch factor. Okay. You think they let that happen?
Well, LeBron's still very influential. If LeBron's like, I like Dame, I think LeBron could use this excuse. Hey, I gave Anthony 2 years. The guy came in out of shape.